Is the new general manager, person in charge of the Department of Water and Power for the City of Los Angeles. The focus is on conservation, and as someone came up to me and said, well, wait a minute, if the City Department of Water and Power is in the business of selling water and power, and they're raising fees and rates, why are they trying to convince people to conserve, which will lower the amount of income that the department receives? It doesn't seem like it's a logical conclusion for a business to do. I'm sure our speaker...
This is my introduction.
Oh.
I'll go sit down.
So, the question is, why is it important to you in the audience? Why is it important to the city? And why is it important to the Department of Water and Power that we all conserve? Now, we know you're going to save money, but what we're trying to do is find out this evening what can be done by us, what programs are available, and answer your questions. With that, I'd like to introduce the new general manager, Dept. Nahai.
Thank you all so much. I have to tell you, I walked in this evening and saw, this beautiful, vibrant crowd here, and I thought, you know what, this is great. I should move to Sherman Oaks. And then, as I listened to the reports that were given here tonight, I have to tell you, it's like a profound sense of depression descended over me. And then I thought, you know what, no way. But seriously, I have to, having listened to all of the reports and having felt the spirit that's in the room, I really have to congratulate you, because this is a democracy, and you're a living example of what exactly democracy should be. And I'm truly very impressed and very proud to be here with you tonight. I want to thank your leadership, Richard. Thank you for having me, Wayne. It's good to be here with you tonight. Paul Corretz, it's good to see you, and all of the best to you. And there are many of you that I've seen before and I've met, and I want to say hi to all of you again tonight. Let me take a moment before, and then I'll tell you a little bit about myself in the tradition of your evenings here. But let me take a moment to introduce to you the folks from DWP who are here tonight. And I'd like you to stand up. Come on, don't be shy. All right, we have Jeff Coltola, Joe Romano, Tom Gackstetter, Lucia Avelez, David Bohemian. Steve Malinowski is behind there in his new beard, looking very handsome, I must say. And standing by the table there with the various handouts of CFLs and everything else are Jeff Boland, Daryl Gordon, Robert Estrada, and Rick Silva. So, and we all wanted very much to come out to SOHA tonight, all of us, and there are like, I think, 10 or 12 of us here tonight, to answer your questions, but really as a mark of our respect for your community and of our great desire to build an even closer relationship, not just with SOHA, but with all of the communities of the Valley. We truly believe that we are all one city, and that it is the obligation of the department to serve the entire city. And we also want the entire city to see our presence and to feel that commitment. It isn't enough for us just to sit downtown and talk about that. It is, I think, incumbent on us to come out and to visit the various communities in the city and to build those relationships. And I went to the Valley Alliance to do that. I'm here to do that with you again tonight, and we're here to answer whatever questions you may wish to pose to us. Let me tell you a little bit about myself. I was born in Tehran. I was brought up in England, which accounts for the fact that I look like this and I sound like this. But look, I've been living in Los Angeles now for 30 years. My 3 kids were born here. My parents are buried here. This is my home. I know no other. And for me, having taken this public sector job is nothing more than an immigrant's desire to perhaps put his or her talents at the service of a city that I love. And so when I was offered this position by Mayor Villaraigosa, as an associate of mine at my law firm that I divested from, said to me, she said, you know what, the question shouldn't be, how are you going to say yes? The question should be, how can you possibly refuse? And I couldn't possibly refuse an opportunity to head what is the largest municipal utility in the country, a municipal utility with a $4.5 billion budget, with 8,500 employees, a municipal utility that has provided high quality, low cost water and dependable, very cost effective electricity to this city now for about 100 years. And so I feel privileged, quite honestly, to be in this position, and people come up to me and they talk about the financial hit that I may have taken. I don't feel any of that. This is for me something that I love. And being with you here tonight, as late as it is for me a privilege. So, I know that I'm here, I think I was advertised to talk about energy efficiency and solar and so on, and we can talk about all of that. Most of that information you can actually get by going to labwp.com. But I really want to talk about what I think is on everybody's minds, and that is the request that we made, which the City Council ultimately agreed to, for certain rate adjustments, both on the power side and on the water side. And so let me start with a bit of a history lesson. See, I can tell they're all just loving to hear about rate increases. Okay. If you didn't feel depressed by the previous reports, you certainly will by the time we're done with this one. No. It's ultimately, I hope you'll agree, a good story. But I'm going to take you back just a few years, back to 2003 or so. And there was a report, and it's like a 5-year report that comes out. It's called the IEA, which is the Industrial, Economic and Administrative report that is initiated by the controller, and it's done with respect to all of the proprietary departments, DWP, the airports, and the port. In our case, the report concluded that our infrastructure was declining, that it was decaying, and that the department, it said, in all likelihood, would have to raise rates in order to make necessary investments in a decaying and deteriorating infrastructure. After that, in 2005, when we had widespread outages in the city,